think some brown noser here is after my job. There has been a change in plan, Mr. Teal. They are on to us at the White House.
Yes, I'm with the South Park Sucks Now cryptocurrency. We're trying to f*** a bunch of people out of their money. Is Don Jr. around?
Ah, yes. See, no, but that Pam Bundy's trying to get my job.
South Park just exposed JD Vance as the most dangerous kind of loyalist, the one who pretends to serve while plotting to kill the president's baby just to move himself up the line of succession. They showed him as a paranoid, power-obsessed climber who treats influence like oxygen, and the portrayal was pure character assassination delivered with a grin. And the worst part, he's losing the loyalty game to Pam Bondi, the official brown-nosed mascot of the White House.
I've tried to find work, but there's just not a lot out there. And with the government shutdown, I can't get my job back with the USGS. Times are hard, and I know we all miss integrity.
Okay, and then right over here is where we're gonna put your dance floor.
All right.
Wait, dance floor? I thought we were knocking the East Wing down to make room for the nursery.
The episode opens with the White House half demolished, the East Wing ripped apart so Trump can build a ballroom instead of a nursery. That choice says everything. The presidency isn't about legacy or responsibility, it's about spectacle. Everyone in the building is acting like they're part of a show they can't escape from, just trying to stay relevant long enough to not get pushed out of the frame.
Sir, but Pam Bondi has been looking into it.
That's right, sir. We won't let any harm come to the baby of the greatest president that ever lived. You are without equal,
Okay,
sir.
Pam.
And we are honored to be.
Pam, sorry. You got a little shit on your nose there.
Pam Bondi rushes in, the brown-nosed loyalist who never questions Trump, and even she looks shaken. She announces that someone is trying to kill the baby. The room freezes. People start imagining enemies outside the walls, sabotage, conspirators, anything but the obvious. Because the threat isn't outside, it's sitting at the same table.
If someone is trying to harm the baby, then we must know who.
Well, there is one theory.
South Park doesn't need to name him or zoom in for effect. JD Vance's silence does the work. If the baby is born, the future is already written without him. If the baby doesn't survive, the path opens. The episode frames him as the danger not because of what he does, but because of what he's prepared to let happen.
But I can't keep him here forever.
You'll just have to wait until it is safe. I think some brown noser here is after my job.
JD Vance's real storyline unfolds away from the public rooms. South Park shows him in a back hallway, whispering into a phone with Peter Thiel, while Cartman lies sedated on a bed behind him. That visual is intentional. Cartman represents the base, emotional, loyal, easily activated, and Vance has him literally drugged and restrained. He's not inspiring supporters or earning loyalty. He's managing them, keeping the movement quiet and compliant until he decides the timing benefits him, not the cause.
Hey, come on in. You guys can't tell anybody that I'm living here.
Stan, you shouldn't be embarrassed, all right?
South Park makes it clear this isn't a new behavior. In the previous episode, JD Vance went to a hospital and stood over FCC Chair Carr, a man who couldn't even speak, and told him the baby cannot be born if Vance is going to become president. There was no hesitation, no shame, no hesitation. Just the message, the future must clear space for me. South Park didn't just show ambition, they showed a willingness to remove obstacles, not compete with them.
Do you still have the child?
Yes, he's here. I have him heavily sedated. It should last another 6-7 hours.
So when Vance whispers into the phone, his tone isn't confident, it's paranoid. He insists someone inside the White House is trying to take his position. He doesn't mention the country, the baby, or policy. He talks only about his seat. He isn't afraid of losing Trump's favor. He's afraid of someone standing closer to Trump than him. The episode exposes him as someone who believes power isn't earned, defended, or deserved. Power is simply a chair, and the only goal is making sure no one else sits in it.
The charges were filed by Attorney General Pam Bondi, who said that the president is a great man, even if he does eat his own semen. In other news, many people are saying that South Park sucks now.
The key line lands quietly, but it defines the entire character. Some brown noser here is after my job. He sees everyone as a rival. Every compliment Pam gives is a threat. Every moment of Trump's attention is a resource. South Park paints him not as a leader, not as a visionary, but as a man who believes power is a chair. And the only thing that matters is making sure no one else sits in it.
Pretty shaken. Pam Bondi is in there now trying to calm him down and make him feel better. Pam? Oh my God!
Pam Bondi is portrayed as a full-time brown-nosed mascot, nothing more. The show makes it literal. The stain on her face isn't just a joke, it's her entire identity. She doesn't think, she doesn't question, she just praises. And that's exactly why JD Vance feels threatened. Because in South Park's White House, the job doesn't go to the smartest or the most strategic. It goes to the one willing to humiliate themselves the most.
Rectoplasm.
Rectoplasm?
What is it made of?
It's unbelievable. The rectoplasm seems to be 54% filet-o-fish sandwich.
Oh my God! I ate a filet-o-fish sandwich last night!
JD Vance knows he can't compete with that. He's calculating, controlled, and obsessed with appearing powerful, while Pam is shameless. She has no dignity to lose, so she can give herself away completely. South Park shows Vance watching her, not with respect, but with fear. Not of her intelligence, but of her usefulness. She can out-loyal him simply because she has nothing else to protect. And that's the punch. JD Vance is losing to someone whose entire personality is a brown smear, because power in that world isn't earned. It's licked. He's a climber trying to look dominant, and she's crawling faster.
What?
That's the woman in the hat!
The haunting hits like a bombshell, not loud, but quiet enough to feel personal. The woman in the hat doesn't leap out or scream. She appears in mirrors, doorways, and corners like a truth that refuses to stay buried. This isn't a ghost attacking the White House. It's the past pressing its hand against the glass. And it wasn't just Trump who was shaken, JD Vance was scared too. South Park makes it clear the ghost isn't after power, chaos, or revenge. It is there to remind JD Vance of the man he used to be, the guy who talked about dignity and pretended to have principles before he traded all of it for proximity to the throne. He doesn't need dialogue to confess. His face does it for him.
It's time for phase 2. Hey guys, if you've come here, then you're likely joining the chorus of voices that's fed up with the direction our town is going.
The seance scene is where the show stops hinting and starts exposing. Everyone gathers around the table pretending they're hunting a supernatural threat when the threat is sitting right there with them. Pam Bondi's body goes stiff, her voice shifts, and the ghost takes over. The room freezes. Trump looks terrified, Satan looks lost, but JD Vance is the one who reacts like he's been named. His face drops before a single word is spoken.
Deception! Deception!
Buff, maybe we should stop this.
No, I want to hear what it has to say!
Then the accusation lands. Through Pam, the ghost spits out one word that cuts through the room: deception. And JD Vance isn't just uncomfortable, he loses composure instantly. Pam's voice twists, the room goes still, and before the accusation is even spoken, Vance blurts out, "Mr. President, we should stop this. We need to end this now." He tries to shut the seance down because he knows exactly what's coming. He's not worried about danger, he's worried about his secrets landing in the open. It's the moment South Park shows him not as a strategist, but as someone terrified that the truth is about to speak his name.
You!
What? You? What did he do?
He lies!
Ah, you bitch!
Another, corruption, and it points directly at JD Vance. His response isn't strength or control, it's panic. He acts like he was just there, like he didn't know anything, like none of this was his responsibility. And that's the final humiliation. He isn't just a climber. He's the kind of climber who runs the second the ladder shakes. And the moment the ghost points at him, he blurts out, "Pam is trying to get my job," and throws her under the bus without hesitation. There's no defense, no composure, just a man scrambling to redirect suspicion before anyone can look too closely. South Park doesn't have to expose him, he exposes himself. The strategist disappears, the confidence evaporates, and what's left is someone terrified of being recognized for who he really is.
She's not possessed. Pam Bundy's trying to get my job.
And that's the real hit South Park delivers. JD Vance wasn't destroyed by a rival or a plot or a scandal. He was undone by being seen clearly for the first time. The haunting didn't chase him out. The truth did. From that moment on, the room doesn't treat him like a threat, a leader, or a strategist. He becomes exactly what the episode intends to show him as. A man who traded everything for power and still couldn't secure it. If this roast was a little too accurate, go ahead and hit like. And if you want more South Park political breakdowns that actually tell the truth, subscribe. We're just getting warmed up.